You spend 10 minutes explaining a task. The worker is nodding in agreement. You walk away thinking they've got it, until an hour later when you find them holding a broken tool, completely confused about what went wrong. That failure points to a core reality of frontline leadership. If the learner hasn't learned, the instructor hasn't taught. In this video, we are going to walk through the process of building a structured teaching plan and mastering the industry-standard 4-step method for job instruction. Grab a piece of paper right now. I want you to picture one specific task on your shift that your team consistently gets wrong, or a job that people quietly try to avoid. Taking just a few minutes to proactively plan how to teach that exact job today can significantly reduce the time you spend on reactive firefighting and rework later. Before any physical training begins, you have to pinpoint exactly who needs what. You cannot address a skills gap that you cannot see. The most effective way to spot your operational vulnerabilities is to build a simple visual map called a skills matrix. This matrix maps your team against your key tasks. Notice this column right here. That yellow arrow points to a single point of failure, a critical job that only one person on the entire shift actually knows how to perform. If your matrix reveals a single point of failure like that, or if you have a recurring error slowing down your line, make that your training target for this exercise. Once you have your target, avoid the temptation to just wing the training from memory. To teach clearly, you need a structured blueprint. Take your piece of paper and draw 3 columns: important steps, key points, and reasons. This breakdown sheet is your teaching guide. Under important steps, list the sequential physical actions. The middle column, key points, isolates what makes or breaks the job, safety hazards or necessary techniques. Finally, the reasons column explains why it matters, so the learner applies it correctly. By writing this breakdown beforehand, you prevent yourself from overwhelming the learner with too much detail, and you help ensure that the same correct method is taught each time. With your blueprint complete, preparation is over. Execution begins the moment your learner arrives at the station. To transfer that physical skill reliably, we use the 4-step method of job instruction, a decades-old industrial standard for training. Step 1, prepare the learner, put them at ease. Step 2, present the operation one step at a time, stressing key points. Step 3, try out, have them perform it, then explain it back. Step 4, follow up, put them on their own, gradually withdrawing oversight. Following these 4 steps helps convert new information into a repeatable skill. It addresses the common illusion of learning that happens when someone just watches a task without performing it. You might ask why the active tryout step is the non-negotiable linchpin of this entire framework. The answer lies in the cognitive realities of how adult humans retain information. This graphic illustrates the retention pyramid. Notice the limitations of human memory. People forget the majority of what they merely hear, but retain significantly more when they actively participate. Because of this, passive, lecture-style training on the factory floor is often a waste of resources. Getting their hands on the work, paired with immediate corrective feedback, is the most effective way to make physical training stick. Look back at the paper you filled out. You now hold a complete 3-column training document targeting your shift's most critical operational gap. But utilizing this document, you standardize your operations. When everyone is taught the same correct method, you address the root causes of scrap and rework. But establishing this baseline is just the beginning. Once your team masters these essential tasks, your role as a leader can evolve. You can move from the entry-level skill of instructing, which relies on telling and showing, to the advanced leadership skill of coaching. A coach develops a worker's judgment over time by asking questions and guiding them, rather than providing every answer. Instruction builds the skill, coaching builds the judgment. Your challenge now is to take the job breakdown that you just wrote and use the 4-step method to teach that exact task to one person on your next shift.